Hey, it's December 21st, 2020. It is 6:10 p.m. and the world has not exploded. Saturn and Jupiter did not shoot a laser beam at the Earth. Well, technically. At least not in this dimension. I don't know about yours. This is going to be, remember the soul star readings I was doing before? I was doing a lot of meditating today, and I don't want to call it an epiphany. It was more like, and I don't want to call it a download, but it was definitely from the higher ups. Like, this wasn't just my imagination. Like, this was something I really received from somewhere way out of my concept. Like, it was almost like a message from somewhere else, but I can't figure out from where, because there was no frequency attached to it. There was no like a vibration to it. It was like at the edge of my auric field, and then boom, I know all of it. And it doesn't feel like a vision does, or an epiphany, or excuse me, or like those moments of gnosis. It didn't feel like that. It felt like this was already something I knew, and there was just this like door that swung open. So I'm gonna do the things I used to call soul star readings, but the way I was shown it is there's no zodiac, there's no specific sign. Like, all the attributes, you can just kind of put them to the side and as a part of the 3D world that we were a part of, and those structures. So now we're going to upgrade them, and the way we're going to upgrade them is we're going to, at least here, we're going to do like the starlight, because you're a star and it's your light being read, and I'm sitting there reading your light like it's a tapestry in front of me, right? So it's like a starlight tapestry reading. So I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how this is going to play out, but it feels far more normal than trying to solve relationship issues or career, or like, tarot therapy kind of hour-long videos where it's like you already know the answer, you're just looking for validation. And then where things like are, energies of the past are being brought up, or any of that, like, no, I don't want to do any of that anymore. I don't want to hold your hand for things you already know how to do yourself, because then you're going to hate me for holding your hand when you could have done it yourself just fine. So I don't know how else to explain it. I just feel a lot lighter, and I don't want to do the things the way they were done before at all. I almost wanted to start a new channel, but I'm not going to. We're just going to keep going with this one. And yeah. So clear your head, clear your mind, wiggle your toes, breathe deep, and really be aware of your room. Be aware that you're in like what seems to be a frontal facing projection from your chest cavity, and like the front part of you, like all of your skin is projecting this reality outwards, right? You're translating it through your eyes, but around the peripheral there's like this blackness, right? It's kind of like you're looking at a screen, but the you that's looking at the physical you in 3D is your source self, kind of, sort of, right? There's more versions of you beyond that the more you zoom out. Like, if you go from third person perspective to like, breaking the fourth wall and all that, whatever, like, observing the observer, try that sometimes. So what's going to be read here isn't what's relevant to like your ego self right now at all. So it might not resonate one bit, but you might experience that within the next 2 to 3 days, the light you're emitting from your physical perception is going to echo back at you something that needs to be adjusted in a way. So this reading might be helping you as a heads up kind of thing, or this is where it might be going. You can change the path now. You can divert the flow, so to speak. It's going to be advice, basically. So have like a pen and paper ready. I feel like that's really important. Write down what comes to your mind. Write down, important things that I say, or that I said to me. Images and cards, like things that pop out at you. Okay? I'm not kidding. Don't take this for granted. This is like a really important when you take for granted the insights of the spirit realm, the world that your conscious self isn't fully conscious of, they become literal sometimes. Like when I was, I don't really want to bring it up because it was a bad experience, but it got literal. And the metaphor became a literal experience, and it was terrible. Don't let that happen to you. If you know you need to make changes in your own life, make them gracefully. Make them one step at a time. One breath at a time. You don't have to overwhelm yourself with such a massive obstacle. Just one thing at a time. I keep seeing like a white flag, but the white flag is made out of light on a black background, and it's shimmering all these different colors, and it's so pretty, but the predominant one is white. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, and I'm going to show you a spread I only do for myself. So hopefully you like it, and if you like it, feel free to repeat it, but make like add your own to it, and like let's build on it and make it like awesomer. Ace of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Most of you already know what this is regarding your own life experiences. How you're denying yourself the abundance that's meant for you. How you could be spending your time doing other things, but you spend your time almost like withholding your own potential because of emotional states. Withholding the pentacles because of like an overgrowth due to water. Yeah, Six of Cups. Having grounded your Ace of Wands, your creative energy, due to a nostalgic, reminiscent feeling regarding someone previous. So, okay, it's like a sad violin note. So you're aware of what this is in your experience, right? Okay, that's a side story. The side story is somebody who just figured out that they need to take action, and they like had an epiphany, and some of you might be expecting a call from somebody, or a career choice, or a plan to move to a different location. Congratulations, it's all working out. Now, this tapestry, this wave that I keep seeing in the dark with the light and all the rainbows shimmering through it. There's two aces, and then two very, very emotional cards. What does that tell you? Why is the universe giving you so many opportunities that are being squandered due to emotional responses? Positive or negative, regardless of what frequency you're holding in your reality. Knight of Wands, a court card. Knight of Cups and Page of Swords. So I would say 7 days from now, you're going to have two very different encounters. 3 very different encounters. One of them you might not really know you're having. Somebody could be thinking of messaging you, but they're taking their sweet time doing it. The other is will be making a gesture that is so appealing and so almost generous, like overly emotionally generous. It's like a current, so it might be like someone giving you a really generous gift, or you might be going on vacation and meeting all these people who are so kind. I don't know when you're watching this, but the holidays are coming up here, and you could be joining with family. And your advice in that area is really appreciate them, really hold them close to you. Cherish them like they are, beautiful fruit on a tree, like they're children playing in the park. Hold no grudges, and don't hide your pain. If you're sad, talk to somebody in your family. They might say something so simple and so creative that it just lights up your day. Like talking to a child, and the child's like, hey, are you okay? And you're like, oh, I'm a little sad. And they're like, why? And when you think about answering it, the answer is so complicated, right? Like, how could you explain to that child why a grown-ass human being is so sad? You'd make up some general comment and be like, oh, no, it's nothing, it's fine. Like, comfort yourself that way. There's a Ten of Wands here under the Five of Pentacles. It's time that you allow that flag that's waving that I keep seeing in the dark. It's time that you allow the dark to actually become something that's encased within your hands as source. So you're not shrouded in darkness. You are source holding the darkness and the glimmer of light that the darkness is surrounding. Make yourself bigger than your problems. Make yourself the sovereign being that you are within yourself. Carry whatever it is you're carrying and realize it's helping you strengthen your awareness of yourself. If you can't explain to a child why your heart is so wounded, or why you're so angry, or why, then why would you continue to sip that tea yourself in those moments where you're just by yourself? Some of you have made an investment in something that hasn't paid off, and you think if you try again it'll fail, but it actually won't. Things are so different now, and there's so many people that are making connections all across the world. So many soulmates coming together. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Put them all over the place. Get some bees and, put some honey with those eggs. Like, grow some herbs and, like, dry them and make some spices. You have so many opportunities. The Two of Swords. You know, I was doing a reading for myself earlier, and the Two of Swords came out too, and I was confused as to what indecision I could possibly be facing in my life. And it made no sense to me. Like, I'm constantly doing shadow work and inner work and helping the neighbors, and I'm like sitting here thinking, what is it about me? Like, what is it that I haven't figured out yet? And I'm like digging, and then I had a random conversation with an old friend on Facebook, and he asked me something so simple as, so, have you changed your name legally? Like, what name do you go by now legally? And I thought to myself, oh my God, I don't even know. Like, something as simple as which name I am, ready to officially sign on a piece of paper and be like, okay, I'm changing my name to this, regardless of anything else. This is, the official name. And I have no idea. So whatever you're going through, whatever has dimmed your light, is so obvious and in front of your face. It's like this butterfly. But your emotions have blinded you to the potential of what you actually are now and who you are now. I mean, who would this person be if they just straightened out? I mean, is there anybody even living up there, or is it just a decoration by now? And really, if she stood up, would all those people really be that worse off? Or maybe she could just slide it off and, put them down gently. There's always a choice. The Two of Swords over here. There's always a choice. Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The Sun and the Hanged Man. I'll show you the full spread in a minute. So this is your confirmation from Source that there's literally nothing else you can do or avoid or distract yourself with, because you will probably continuously be in this loop until you accept within yourself that you are not the light or the dark. You are the consciousness that imagined both. So everything else in your experience prior to you clicking this video is irrelevant. You are being provided another opportunity by the universe to bring yourself out of a stump that you have been in that nobody knows about but you. And if you can do something creative with those Five of Pentacles, utilizing the mischief of the fox, utilizing what you have to create something that is reminiscent to your inner child. This Knight of Wands, this Knight of Cups, and this Page of Swords are almost three separate people who are pushing you back towards your inner child by blocking your way by every possible element. Fire, water, air, earth. Right sandwiching the Six of Cups. The mass block in your life seems to be in all areas to bring you back towards the illumined pain within you that you hide. And that deep, dark, secret pain that nobody knows about but you, that you've carried for generations, probably not even your pain. There's a Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It's probably ancient, ancient pain. And you've been carrying it thinking that, oh, if I just carry this so much more, if I just put this big burden of a heart over there, eventually it'll be better. No, because you're going to keep having to go back and get the heart and move forward. You either cut it free or you put it in your pocket and you both move forward. And this isn't about anybody else. This is about your light and your experiences in the future and how everyone is mirroring this light back to you. These people aren't you. They're mirroring your energy, your light back at you. And what they're mirroring back at you is you are being asked to make a choice between suffering in silence or actually creating beautiful, tangible, physical things with your emotional and mental state. So this could be something as simple as being so tired of being tired, you go out for a walk, you pick up some sticks and some, pebbles, you come home and stick them with super glue on a picture frame. Ta-da! You give that picture frame to one of your nieces and nephews. They really like it. You guys have fun all day long, and it's the best time of your life. It's so simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't be the hanged man overthinking everything. The Sun card is right there, and it was the first major arcana that came out right with the hanged man. Nothing you can do will make the past any better or worse than what was done or wasn't done. Queen of Cups. There's a vulnerability that's required to admit how terrible one's been to oneself. And if the moon has taught us anything, it's that no matter what you are or what you've done, no matter what masks you've worn, it's your choice to keep wearing them. It's your choice to pretend to be wounded or to be victimized. It's your choice to pretend to be a human. It is your choice to pretend to be a god or a goddess. It's your choice. And when you really realize that right down to a molecular level, your thoughts are constantly working with your emotional state to choose your reality. You have gone around this reality so many times as a soul, trying to figure out how to fight the darkness. You are the darkness. The sun and the moon. You are the light and the dark. Everything is trying to push you back towards this Five of Pentacles here. This perceived failure. Five of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. All the investment, the power, the energy, the burden for nothing. The only true court card here is the Queen of Cups. The other are two knights and a page. This is about your deep down emotional self, the honest being within you. When you were a little kid and you had a guardian angel and you talked to that guardian angel, you were talking to yourself mostly. Who was that little kid? Seven of Swords. Six of Swords. Four of Cups. Again, Six of Pentacles. Oh, I see what you're doing here. Okay. So what? Two more? Three? Okay, hurry. Hurry. I did a video on this earlier, and I didn't want to record it because I started channeling really hardcore, and I'm kind of self-conscious about it. But you see this, right? Now, your light is confined by your dark. If that's the case, you can't fight yourself. If you tried, you'd just fight yourself harder. When the truth is, clarity right there, the truth, the innocent, pure, white, simple, honest, transparent, dove, swan truth. is you would have done the exact same thing had you been in your own shoes on the other side of it. Regardless of anything that's been done, regardless of any situation in the world, if you existed as that person, you would have done the exact same thing. And you can't deny it. I don't know how to make this any clearer. This burden you're carrying of pretending to be so wounded is almost like trying to prove to yourself that you're a good person. Yet in none of these pictures is there a broken heart, but this person's crying. For nothing. And all these other court cards, these 3 other court cards are pointing right back to the Ace of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Literally a stop and go, here you go, why aren't you taking it? It's like a flashlight going on and off in the dark. You can try to avoid this in as many lifetimes as you want. Whatever you're doing, you can stare in that 4 of Cups pool and send ripples through time and space and pretend you can just waste eternity. And you can. But in the end, you're betraying yourself by allowing yourself to be in pain for absolutely no reason. Like, there's no possible reason. There is no loss in this picture. There is no wound. There is no people being shut out. Like, there's nothing. There's growth. There's abundance. There's change. There's transformation. There's love right there. There's the elements in harmony. There's all the pentacles and green light, not just golden light, pure green healing light. But this person's all lost in their head going, woe is me. And your light is telling you, like, yo, snap out of it. Even the 7 of Pentacles, how most people see this as a failure. You've been taught to see that it's not time yet. You know, it wasn't time then. No, everything happened for a reason. It had to grow in this fucking process to become that. Nothing wrong is occurring in this picture. There is no failure. There are no pentacles overgrowing and being unused. There is no damage to the soul. There is no wound. There is no trauma. Nothing. Look at that. There is an overabundance of success in your life. And the only thing in your way is the way you think about yourself. Like, look at this. Please focus. Thank you. Look at how beautiful this picture is. Look at that swan offering a flower. Like, hey, look at that heart, the hummingbird right there, clearing away all negativity. The swans with true beauty, the light from the fairies and the elementals down here. But there's like this guarded, you know, back off feeling. For what? Like, if you don't want to have that heart, why don't you just walk away? If there's something in your life that you don't want to feel, 2 of Swords in your mind, even the indecision about something, why do you respond to it emotionally? With the 4 of Cups here. You see that? If there is an energy in your life that you keep utilizing over and over and over, and then you're like, I hate the way this fruit tastes, but you're using that energy repeatedly, and you're like, I hate it. Oh, I hate all of it. What the fuck? And then look here. Oh, everything sucks. Everything's so bad. I can't believe I lost so much money. I can't believe I'm carrying all these burdens. I can't believe all these children. I can't believe all these parents. I can't believe all this work. I can't believe this world. Oh my God, can you believe the politics? Can you believe this? Can you believe that? Like, isn't this just better? Like, you one messenger after another, after another, after another, after another, telling you the same thing. Like, how many more times do you need to learn that this is not good? You cannot You cannot allow that suffering in your body anymore, even in your head. Like, how much more are you going to let that worm tongue energy wiggle its fucking wet tongue in your ear and say that people are mean? Like, do you want to hear that in your own head? Do you want to hear that you're a failure, or that you're, ugly, or that you're unhealthy, or that you own a disease? No, right? So why do you do it? Because you've made a pattern of it. You've betrayed yourself. So the decision really, are you becoming aware of this now? Are you seeing this from all the angles now? The light and the dark, holding the space for you to see things the other way, within yourself. That even as far down as you drown, you still have so much in your life to be grateful for, and you have been carrying this wound for no reason. There's not even a wound. There is no Three of Swords. There's no Five of Swords. There's no Death card. There's no Ten of Swords. There's no Tower. It's just you lost in your head making shit up. Like, do you see this? Thoughts, lost emotionally in thoughts. Utilizing your physical experiences to be lost in your head regarding what you actually want, but not taking any action towards any of it. Dousing that passion with drinking. Look at that. Hanging out with friends. Every time the universe is like, hey, this is what you wanted, right? You're like, so is that bottle, so is that, pack of cigarettes, so is that next video, so is that next plate of this, so is that next, book I'm gonna read, whatever it is. Whatever those fish are, whatever those distractions and those vices and those things you do to escape. You go Piscean and you dive into the waters and you're like, I'm not coming out of there. I'm gonna hold my little wound close to my heart and I'm just gonna float away. And the entire universe goes, hey. Like, you're basically just arguing with your own reflection. It's like me holding the phone talking to the cards. It's so silly, right? But you're getting a message out of it. Even the silliness of this is teaching you something. You carrying that burden taught you something. It was not a failure. Nothing failed in your life. Nothing. Not your family, not your parents, not your love life, not your money. It has all been perceived moments in time, like snapshots. You see this? It's like some growing and growing, growing and growing, growing and growing. But you think, oh, there's fruit. Oh, it's gone. Oh, there it is. Oh, how many? Oh, nope, it's gone. Oh, how many? Oh, it's just one. Oh, nope, it's gone. Because you perceive things in time, moment by moment. But if you zoom out and you look at your character as if you're looking at a screen in the distance, and you're like, oh, this is my character, like, off in the screen, and I'm watching this 3D version of me, and it's sitting there doing the same thing every time the universe keeps throwing these different curveballs. My little character keeps doing the same thing. Why? And I'm here telling you, sitting by that, watching it like a friggin' multi-TV in-screen, and I'm like, yo, this is what you're doing. Wake up. That's when you go, ta-da, break the pattern. Does this make sense to you now? There's so many of you. I see you look like a string of Buddhist prayer flags in the dark. Like that. Holy Jesus. Yeah, like that. And I'm watching you guys all. Like all of your lights, all the darks, all of you dancing together. And you, like, it's like a canvas of stars. Do you know feeling the Nine of Swords is the most absurd feeling in the world? Like, let me play this scenario out for you. And okay, we're gonna do this hypothetical scenario. You're in a haunted house, and there is one character in the haunted house that isn't on the list. Nobody knows if they work there or not, but they come running at you, and they look like whatever you want them to look like. It could be a giant gingerbread man. I don't fucking care. He runs at you, and right before he gets to you, and he's like about to, you know, nom you, he picks you up and hugs you. Now, the entire time, you know, that character, the metaphorical version of you is standing there screaming at the gingerbread monster. How dumb are you going to feel afterwards? Prevent that dumbness. Stop being afraid of yourself. You can't think of things linearly anymore. You can't think of things as key codes or like activation-y, you know, downloads anymore. Your eternity itself. You're pretending to be this human experience, so stop complaining about it. Stop pointing the finger at other people, and most and foremost, stop this Page of Swords bullshit. Energy is felt. It's felt. Nobody can spy on anybody else. No matter how many fake accounts there are, no matter how many different, you know, energies you cleanse or you channel in, there is a vibration and it can be felt. Okay? All the 9 of Swords, every single one of us, myself included, the human me included, this is all in our heads. This is like a veil, like bandages being ripped off of some body part or something. It's gonna feel weird when we really accept that we've been acting like giant whiny god children. And there has to be a moment of humbleness, and welcome to the age of Aquarius. Humble yourself. You're more powerful than you realize. Good grief. The Phoenix, thank you. Ace of Cups, 3 of Wands. Aw. 8 of Swords. Nope, I don't like that at the bottom of the deck. Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing is always a play. It's whenever you allow yourself to have it. Next. Okay. Oh, the World card again. We're going to keep the World card. Look it. You finally get it. Congratulations. You can never repeat the same petty mistakes and behaviors again as you did in the past. You officially, on December 21st, 2020, at 38 minutes into this video, have evolved as a human being and become an emotionally intelligent being. You now take into consideration that your actions affect other human beings, and you are intending to be kind to them. Because above all, be kind. Look, it says it right here for you. Look at how that egg is being protected. All that destruction, all that fire, all that glory, all that rebirth, all that love, all that regeneration, all that new you. But still, so loved, so protected, so gentle. Even the flowers can withstand the flame. You know what that means? It's pure. The only thing negative about it are the negative thoughts you have about it. And this is about everything in your life. This is not about a person. Look, this is not about a person. This is about you, not about anyone else. Doesn't matter if you resonate, doesn't matter if you don't. This is something you will recognize later in some aspect of your life. There is a part of you deep down inside that you are just becoming aware, the circle, the sign of source, that's being illumined, the phoenix. when you stop thinking negatively about situations and you look at it as a weight on a muscle that you're building and lifting. Like you had to lift something really heavy, and I'm fucking sorry for what you went through. But no one can make you fill that cup but yourself. And the only person blocking that flow are your thoughts. And the thing that it takes to overcome your thoughts to fill that cup is going within and letting yourself become a new person. Which means if you've done something the same way in the past, what is it like if you do it differently? If you've done it from a distance, what is it like doing it up close? No, it's not gonna hurt. Get those out of there. No, you don't gotta be sad. It's actually going to be quite illuminating, peaceful and kind and gentle, and you're going to be fine. Look, the waving white flag in the dark, but now it's illuminated. Oh my God. Queen of Wands, Page of Wands. Oh, I see. The Page of Swords goes from a distance down to the earth, makes communication occur with the Queen over here, and then Page of Wands becomes confident enough to communicate with the Queen of Cups as an equal, because it acknowledges that all that pain exists and it's not trying to bury it or boil it down or pour it away anymore. It's like, hey, all that pain is what taught you how to be who you are now. If that pain was gone, would you be who you are? No, right? So how can you be ungrateful for that pain? Wouldn't that be petty? Like, no matter what horrible thing happened, and believe me, horrible things happened to me. It was horrible. But if any of them didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be who I am now. And I really, really, really like who I am right now, and I don't want to be anybody else. So if somebody was like, I'll take away those experiences, I would probably karate chop them. Like, get the fuck away. Those are mine. Those are my wounds. Those are my scars. Can't have them.